And it's the same way with Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is Joe Biden's politics, 20 years younger, and that's about it.
Yeah.
She's risen to whatever, right?
Has it been that long?
Has it been 2 months yet?
It was like right before the convention.
It's been
In
35
July.
days since the coronation.
But now, like, she's the savior.
Bread and circuses, man. Again,
Yeah.
you're being conditioned to think that this is okay. How about the fact
And yet what
that-
she did in her job is antithetical to everything that Democrats say they value. When they're talking about, like, oh, well, you know, minorities get, like, a horrible break in our justice system. She's the one that did that.
well, even
Like,
going
she
further
literally was like, oh, parents, you're having a difficult time with your child? I know what will make that better. I'll put you in jail. I'll put you in jail for that. And, oh, you know, you have a victimless crime of, like, you know, drug possession, jail for you, which, you know, makes it so that you have difficulty getting loans. I mean, like, there's a long list of things.
it
that you
creates an
can't do.
entire block for people to rise up and do better for themselves when they have a record like that.
Yeah.
And I'll go even further back. Joe Biden's 94 crime bill is what allowed Kamala Harris's entire career to happen.
Absolutely.
Because he passed many of the things that as a district attorney and AG she put forward to show that she was tough on crime. That's why she got elected in San Francisco as the tough on crime person.
What did I see?
And
I don't
she
know,
arrested a lot of innocent people.
saw this interview where she's talking about how just with the swipe of a pen, she can basically, I don't know, put people in jail.
You withheld evidence
Yeah.
that shows they're innocent. And every year, you go about your life, and you obviously don't have a problem with it, and that person is still on death row year after year after year after year. And you are completely fine with it. I'm sorry, you're a monster.
Yeah.
Like, you are
Does
an
not spark
absolute
joy.
monster.
Does not spark joy.
No, there's no...
From the prison labor.
Yeah.
So she basically withheld people who had been acting good and also doing the volunteer firefighting notwithstanding, right? Helping to fight forest fires. But they don't get that early release because we need you to stay and fight the forest fires a little longer.
Incarcerated.
Yeah, never mind the fact that you didn't want to ever be a firefighter. You just did it because you figured you were going to get early release. And you kept people on. And so we are left with two rank authoritarians
Here's
as
the
the
thing,
choices between Democrats
I
and
don't think people
Republicans.
forget about it. I think people are so tribal, they don't care.
I think a lot of people don't know, frankly. And that's partly because I think the
I think they
Democratic
don't
voter...
care. I really think they don't
Some of
care.
them don't. A lot of the older timers in the Democratic Party. But, you know, the Democrats have a younger voter base. A lot of them don't even think back. A lot of them weren't old enough to vote for Obama or for her, for district attorney or any of that stuff. They weren't politically aware. And this is how Democrats can get away with blurring the lines. It's how they can get away with making your governor just seem like a folksy football coach instead of really examining the record that he had as governor, the way he locked down businesses. Right now, I lived in Georgia. Okay, I had a very different experience under COVID than y'all because my governor opened up the state so quick that Donald Trump said he was being irresponsible. You're going to kill everybody, Brian Kemp. That's what he said, essentially. And guess what? We opened up way earlier. You guys stayed locked down. Your businesses suffered, and guess what? We had about the same death rate of COVID.
Yeah.
Only we had businesses open, and we could go live our lives for the most part, relatively unchanged compared to states like Minnesota or California or New York, Michigan, Illinois.
Yeah.
So do you think he should be vice president if that's his record? That's
No.
how he operates?
Obviously not. I think the best choice would be this guy named Mike Termott, a guy who actually spent 25 years teaching economics to students across the country at 3 different universities, somebody who worked in the first Bush White House and as part of the OMB, trying to fight back against the growth of the regulatory state and the growth of, the growth of government in general. He's somebody that spent 10 years of his life as a law enforcement officer. And so when he talks about police reform, he comes from that area of actually having done the job. I'm a police accountability activist. I'm the guy who's been marching the streets asking police to please do their job. And yet, there's no daylight between us on criminal justice reform because we both understand the need for police accountability and transparency and how that's better for both the public and for the officers to have a better and more transparent job so that way people feel more confident. And so that's a good thing. I have a great running mate. I'm not handicapped like Harris is to have Walls as a terrible running mate or J.D. Vance, God help Donald Trump. I have a great running mate who's got the experience, He's got the temperament to be a great partner in this administration if I were to be elected. So I'm lucky that I have a great running mate. Sorry for Harris and Trump. They have terrible running mates, but you know what? They picked them, and I picked mine.
Well, you know what?
And I picked better.
Trump is going to have to allow Vance to go full term.
Yeah.
He's saddled with it.
Yeah. And I think Trump. You know, Trump shared an image of him with Bobby Kennedy being like the strongest anti-establishment ticket in history. But they're not a ticket.
They're not a ticket.
I don't. Maybe he didn't say the word ticket, but he's like the strongest duo or whatever.
Going for the team.
It's like you know he so badly wants RFK to have been his VP.
Yeah, because Tulsi also.
And Tulsi's another one who really kind of, you know, not that I care that she's not endorsing the Democrats. By all means, don't endorse the Democrats. But if you want to be independent, why are you endorsing Donald Trump? I mean, let's be real. Like Tulsi Gabbard's supposed political beliefs for things like Medicare for all. She was a Bernie bro. She like quit the DNC because how badly they were treating Bernie over instead of Hillary, you know, picking Hillary over Bernie. And then all of a sudden she's with Trump now. Like that seems so opportunistic when it's like really her politics would align more with like a Green Party or something. Like if Tulsi Gabbard had wanted to run for president, she could have gotten the Green Party nomination away from Jill Stein like that, I bet. If she just hadn't wanted to get the Fox News thing and play in. She's doing it for, you said it, not me. She's doing